All right, I actually pressed some wrong buttons. How do I turn that? Nope, that didn't do it. All right, there we go. Starting off with a double extractor trick here for the DreamHack Raw Catch Legacy of the Void Championship qualifiers. It's gonna be the purple Zerg player, NoRegreT.
In the top left as the teal Protoss, it's KiFiRe.
I love all these people. Like, you extend an invite to a friend who's cast on the channel before, and we have like 3 people pile on. Like, can I come cast too? No, this was not like open mic night on Base Stream TV.
Oh my god! Imagine if we had one though.
I feel like that would involve a lot of people with very low quality microphones. That don't know a lot about what they're doing, and that part's fine. Actually, it'll be really funny listening to people who don't know what they're doing. But it's the low quality microphones that get me.
Be interesting though. I mean, you'd have to basically put a huge PSA like this is gonna be like 18 plus because you're gonna get some trolls.
Ooh.
And hey, it's gold base.
Yeah.
And etc. etc. But it could be fun. Some people would have fun with that.
I just don't know how we get them on because I wouldn't want to give everybody my Skype or try and set something up where they could.
Did you want a Google Hangout?
Google Hangout, the one time it ever gets used. All right.
Man, some guy really hates Subway in our chat.
That's okay. A lot of
You've
people
been fooled all along, Base Trade TV. Fool, I tell you.
A lot of people think I go for like healthy or anything like that. I just like Subway, man. Like, they know me there. They make my sandwich. They've got it memorized. It's good times. It's how I imagine the folks at Cheers works. Yeah, exactly.
Oh my god! Oh no, we just did not do that. Okay, anyways.
Okay, first off, like, I would freak out with you here, but we do this way too much now, where it's like more weird when we're not on the same page. That's what I'm saying, dude. Not if, but when we do charades, we're gonna fucking nail it. Everyone's gonna be mad jelly.
Like, Olivia and Fear are just gonna be like, what the fuck? Because you know that's who you're gonna play with. Like, they're the ones gonna get roped in with it.
I'll be like, okay, 2 words sounds like, and before I actually do the action, you'll guess it, and I'll be like, yep, nailed it, good job.
It sounds like something would happen.
Okay, so the gold base, let's talk about this for NoRegreT. Not only is this something really important to him, we talked last series specifically about how Puck intentionally vetoed all the gold maps, not wanting to have to deal with this. One of NoRegreT's greatest strengths throughout his career, not just here in Legacy of the Void, but in general, has been all-ins, and the gold base lets you do that very comfortably. KiFiRe, unfortunately, is set up very poorly for this, and because it was a Zealot that came out, okay, maybe it'll hold the wall for a bit, but unfortunately, it doesn't have the range to stop the links from chipping away at the gateways.
Oh, good God.
Oh, actually, I take that back. Never mind. Zealot be damned, it's going down.
Yeah, it is. KiFiRe has also not scouted this, just like Puck, unfortunately, did not. I mean, he knows that something would be up, but he's probably expecting like a Roach Ravager push, which I guess a Void Ray would be helpful in dealing with. Maybe that's his plan for the Stargate. But Ling Flood, that might be different.
Bank Heist, hang on. I keep missing these. Bank Heist 1885. I'm going all in. Let's do this, boys. Come on, Zombie, join us on the Bank Heist.
Okay.
She's gonna like Bank Heist 1. 1,000. You gotta let me finish.
Two Banelings gone. Force field is good, and he didn't need to scout this to react to it correctly. Damn.
I feel like there is a note of this, though, where you expect this out of NoRegreT. Like, okay, you didn't scout this coming, but you kind of know this is what he's going to do. Now, the guess is, of course, whether it's Roaches or Banelings, and in that regard, you kind of flip the coin, but the nice thing is the same defense covers the same tactics. So, coming in here once again, we're going to have those overcharges. There's not going to be a force field this time, but I don't know that there's enough Banelings to break this.
There's only a few Banelings. NoRegreT, as a common cheeser, I would expect you to know better. That's just disappointing. I'm just kidding.
I'm disappointed in you, NoRegreT, playing this game. Not winning. What do you think you're doing, kid? Typical North American StarCraft.
Yeah, exactly. Well, we have a proxy pylon in the upper right, but proxy pylons, I feel, aren't as scary as used to be. Not like that, anyway. Not like in the upper corner. It takes forever to get back to the main base, but the transition into Spire is not going to go nearly as well if that is NoRegreT's plan. He just did absolutely no damage.
Alright, so the Adept's actually a great choice that we show over the mineral lines, and you can't really push this back too easily. Here comes some links though to get on top of these, and the nice thing is, again, with that reduced health in a couple of the most recent patches, The Lings are actually going to deal with this pretty nicely. In fact, almost gets all 3 of them. But now aware that there are warp bins coming from somewhere, he's going to scout the top right and realize, okay, there's a little bit more I have to worry about. The Oracle also going to be a big threat here. Not to the mineral lines, but to anything that defends the mineral lines.
Yeah. That's not enough Adepts, especially individually surrounded like they were. It's actually quite poor, and the Oracle comes in too late and pops a pulsar beam. That's not very helpful. I mean, that was about as badly coordinated as it could have been.
So,
but
I've been having this thought lately. I don't mind... Oh. Okay, I was going to go for the Stasis Ward. That was kind of cute. I don't really mind making the extra effort to go for the ability names, but I am wondering if let's say the casual audience knows what is Corrosive Bow versus Caustic Spray, and can we just say Corruptors are peeing on things? Does that sound better?
I think
it's like when I watch a League stream, right? I don't have everyone's abilities memorized. I know what their Q is.
I survived.
Damn it! But I died in the bank heist. NoRegreT, give me your share. Give me your share of the loot. I need it to resurrect.
No.
Please. Does everyone think of my wife and their children?
My waifus, all 100 of them. Oh, that's a full surround on the Adepts, but just like with the overcharge, yeah, it's not even worth it. But because KiFiRe's aggression, harassment just did absolutely nothing in return, it looks like NoRegreT, with the help of the gold boost, is doing okay following it up. And he didn't go for a Spire, which I like. I like the Lurkers a lot better.
Well, with Hydralisks in play, the nice thing is it will stop any sort of air aggression. But yeah, it's the Lurkers that are going to really make this powerful. Ling's going to try and get over here, but that's way too much for them to engage right now. And unfortunately, he will have to keep a couple of these as Hydras. He'll need anti-air. But this is NoRegreT playing off of 2 bases, and the economy is fine for now, but he's going to probably lose this gold base at some point. And that's why taking the natural at home's much more important.
A bit of a dicey fight. Those force fields could be really good. But it looks like KiFiRe is not going to take the fight.
Buying time until he gets his Lurker. I mean, KiFiRe, I remember this too. He plays very similar to Desert style-wise, where it comes to playing the slower game to be more safe. And in a lot of instances in HOTS, that was totally fine. But Legacy, you got to take risks, because if you play safe, you're letting the Zerg player get away with so much. And let's be honest, if Zerg players can get to Hive Tech and Legacy the Void uncontested, they're probably going to win the game. Same sort of logic goes here, where he's going for Lurkers, might not be Hive Tech, but it's still that danger zone you don't want to let somebody tech to.
Yeah. I think KiFiRe might have had an opportunity, especially with the Warp Prism warping in, to get some good force fields and decent trade before the Lurkers were out, but now I think that time has passed. NoRegreT is going to have some trouble maybe catching up with all the harassment opportunities. Should a Warp Prism come down? Should a Proxy Pylons come down? As NoRegreT is, of course, spread out, but as long as he's taking direct engagements, he should be okay. The Voiders are a little annoying, but KiFiRe is not out of position for his
Dude, these Lurkers are gonna kill that cannon.
Oh, boy.
Murdered. Yeah, I'm not sure if he can even recall at this point either. If he does, he'll be vulnerable to the splash damage of that recall. A couple of the Lurkers defending this gold base is going to go down, but, I mean, he could just transfer everything back. Lings have run rampant inside the natural base here of KiFiRe. They can go to the main next. Not a lot to defend, if anything to defend. Warpins might be a little bit late to the party. Meanwhile, he will get surrounded outside the gold base. He does recall.
Oh, why didn't he recall? Well, I guess he was denying the gold base income. They're back down to even workers. KiFiRe's still on 3 bases. I don't know who this goes better for. I think, yeah, NoRegreT, actually, because his army supply is still intact, and he's Lurkers. Yeah, okay. He's probably going to win.
He's actually got quite a few Lurkers, see, that's the thing. The Disruptor's going to come in, but it's not going to kill the Lurkers. It will make them weak, but not even going to bother trying to Photon Overcharge. KiFiRe just kind of pulling back, saying, okay, I'm going to give up the front wall. This is going to be costly, especially losing things like that Cyber Core.
Yeah, but it is necessary. I mean, you can't go in there with a choke that is now available. Lurkers go forward. That would have been an opportunity to kill at least 2 of them. Gets 1. Could have gotten the second one, but feels they need to retreat. There it is.
Good shot with the Disruptor, but not enough to finish off the Lurkers. As the overcharge is coming down a little bit late, as the pylons are already screwed. 1 Observer for detection. Oh, but those Lurkers still in the same spot. Oh, if that lasts like 1 more second, that would have been great. He's going to spread these out now a little bit. And I don't know, if he knocks, he's already done a lot of damage. If he knocks down the natural, that's great. But there is a 3rd base up I think NoRegreT is unaware of. But at the same time, he didn't know about Puck's additional 2 bases and still managed to win there as well. So, ouch.
Good split.
It was good for KiFiRe to get the disruptors up behind this. I mean, it's worth noting that had he not had these, there would be no fighting chance at all.
Oh, there weren't any upgrades for the Hydras. Oh, that's a nice shot.
Yeah, without that movement speed from the Groove Spine Muscular Augment combination, it's actually really hard to dodge these. I'd say actually borderline impossible.
A flood of Lings could probably take care of that third Nexus, which is getting some mining.
He still doesn't know about it is the thing. He might think like, I've really got him on the ropes here, but you know, take a reality check, realize that's 3 disruptors. There's money coming from somewhere. And NoRegreT is giving away so much.
He sneaks a couple of Zealots into the main base. Very annoying. NoRegreT wasn't on that many drones.
It's a good way to start coming back. He's going to recall this army out towards the main. He's going to have to defend this. So this is where the Lurker Cavern is. Lurker Den. I keep calling it Cavern. It's like 3rd time today. God damn it.
It should be saved with the Hydras popping out and the Focus Fire not being there, but the Zealots are truly doing a lot of damage. Oh. Very nice warp in from KiFiRe.
I kind of like the logic here of trying to focus on the Warp Prism. Start stepping
down. Get it!
Yeah, it cuts out further reinforcements. That's a really good move.
That micro, though.
So the gold base was kept alive through a lot of this and has mined out at this point, so NoRegreT will have to take an actual 3rd base at some point.
Ooh, Dark Shrine.
Yeah, I give it to KiFiRe. He's fighting, man. He refuses to go down without swinging, and his income's not horrible. He could spread these back out towards his main, but he's in the same situation as NoRegreT, where they're both kind of mining out. They're going to both be on what is 1 base economy, and I kind of feel like the Lurkers are going to do better in that situation, but at the same time, while the Lurkers are good, so are those DTs.
This should be a fight that I think NoRegreT takes. He knows that it's coming. He can split those Lurkers, and that's exactly what he does. And now the chase can begin. Oh, but Disruptors are good at backing off chasers. Yeah,
you cannot chase into Disruptors. You're going to have a really bad time if you're one of those players who does that. I've learned this quite well, actually.
That Dark Shrine is getting close to completion, though. Not that KiFiRe has a lot of minerals, but he's making quite a lot of gas, so he could warp in a disturbing number of DTs.
Yeah, I don't know if that'll be enough to catch him. Actually, is there any overseers? There are no overseers in play, so that could actually, like, if he waits and gets a lot at once, I think a blitz would be the best move to try and catch him completely off guard. Whereas if he goes for like 1 or 2 DTs at each base and just harasses, I don't think it's going to be worth it. Adepts get some kills here towards the natural base, but they are going to get cleaned by the Lings.
I like that KiFiRe is taking that bottom left base. I mean, it is harder to control should ever be scouted, but...
Well, if you think about it, though, that's really where the mining's focused, around that 3rd. So it's actually, I'd say, easier to protect, as weird as that is to say. But it does leave his production in the main exposed.
Yeah,
so lots of
either one is exposed. But his natural is already so mined out. I mean, he could have taken it there and had a decent amount of time mining, but would have been better to get the fresh base. NoRegreT needs to get another base, that's for sure. He is banking barely enough minerals to do it, but all it needs to warp in one place. I think that's a big waste. I don't know. It was unfortunate. You know, they didn't focus fire the hatchery. They were chased by the army or something. That could have been much worse.
Yeah, well, Phoenix are going to be the next choice. Kind of interesting. I guess a little bit worried about the mutas. And I don't think that's a terrible response to it, but yeah, you're building Phoenix into an army that is heavily Hydra comprised.
It's a tough micro battle. I think, yeah, but Stalkers would be the better option. There aren't that many mutants. Not that scary.
I mean, it's funny as it is. It's a really tough situation for KiFiRe, but it's an equally tough situation for NoRegreT because everything he's done was meant to end the game. We saw the game end when he played against Puck in the previous series. I don't know if he's expected or even knows what to do now that it's gone on this long. It's kind of like, oh, I didn't win? What is the late game? Like, what? It's that show Lycan does, right? I have no idea. What's going on?
I am so surprised he has not taken out that proxy pylon, by the way, at his 3rd. I mean, first of all, he should have taken that as his 4th.
Does he even know about it?
But
I got no idea.
Yeah, second of all, it probably should be one of those obvious places to scout after the 3rd time Zealots warped in. Oh, the Roach Warren was never built, I think? So, of course, only Lings have been that buffer for Hydras. Now adding in Roaches is going to be a little bit tankier of a composition.
The disruptor shots are going to slowly whittle away at this, and this is where Protoss really becomes amazing. But it forces a recall with the mutas, so best 5 mutas you could hope for.
Again, NoRegreT. I really think he needs to take a base. I mean, oddly enough, his main and his natural are still mining. It's his gold when it's mined out. I mean, that's
actually,
of course, what his focus had to be on.
What's hilarious is if NoRegreT had somehow been able to go for like hive tech behind this, he would actually be so good to go for broodlords right now. A lot of money invested in these lurkers, though. Very expensive units, because of course the Hydra itself is already expensive, and you have to spend even more on the lurker. But throwing away a lot of these,
and not remaking them too. He's banking an awful lot of money now. Is he hoping to maybe do a tech swap, like tricking them to think, oh, I stopped going mutas, but bam, 11, 12 mutas.
So I see we got some new viewers joining us on the stream. A lot of people saying like, how on earth do you have so many viewers for such a weird, stupid game? Probably because we've been broadcasting for like 8 hours, guys. Just saying. This is 3 a.m. So. Nice picks on the lurkers. Nicely done. But anyways, if you are just joining us on the stream, rather than be condescending, I'd like to inform you we are casting the DreamHack qualifiers. This is the America's version, and we're in the winners bracket still. So. Just an update on where we are and what we're doing. Still doesn't see that damn pylon. He's got to know, Zombie Grub. He's just got to know.
Right. There are more mutas on the way, but it was not that full transfer.
Oh, no!
Lurkers, oh, God.
Well, it wasn't all of them, but it was a huge portion of them. Now
that was like a whole Hydras.
That's not a lot left for NoRegreT to play with here. Mutas are killing probes behind this, and that's great, but he might lose the actual base at home. I guess the stalkers left are kind of falling in number. They're not that strong. If these lurkers can kill enough of them.
What's an observer?
I was gonna see if the lurkers can weaken up or even kill enough of the stalkers, then the mutas are great. The kill the Colossus just falls down on top of the lurker. Can we talk about how that doesn't kill anything? It's Colossus falling down, please.
I think this might be it. The army with all those disruptors is still good enough. Without those disruptors, lurkers might win. But
I'm still.
Shot this up one lurker.
He can recall. He can recall. This is not a bad situation actually. So takes the base and gets out of there. He did lose a lot of probes behind this, but NoRegreT lost a lot of drones as well. In fact, both players killing over 50 workers apiece.
Very scrappy. More lurkers on the way. I mean, NoRegreT was correct in going for those mass lurkers, just incorrect in letting them bulk up. You know, he had to react to that attack he was not expecting. I'm sure, given time, he knows to spread them out. So if he ever goes in the offensive, I think he'll do well. And finally, we have another base. No, it's a natural being remade. Come on, NoRegreT. That pylon, that base.
That pylon has caused so much damage. Those adepts have probably been responsible for at least 20 of the kills. And I'm not saying the only 3, but like he's warped in a total of 9 or 12 through that. What I'm a little more surprised about is we never actually saw DTs. Like where were the Dark Templar in this game, sniping off the hatcheries and focus everything down?
Well, there's 3 of them warped in and killed instantly.
I guess. I don't know. I was kind of expecting to see more. Where are these bad boys coming in? Over here at that pylon. Okay.
Of course.
Because it doesn't get cleaned up, and this is a huge mistake out of NoRegreT. Like he really should have identified at this point, like where all of this was coming from. People are speculating that the Hungul name on the bracket is me, by the way.
I like that it's a la Hannah Montana.
A la Hannah Montana.
It's hard to say, man.
Alright, so it's confirmed me I'm casting and playing at the same time. I am literally a god when it comes to StarCraft 2. Sorry to disappoint anyone who thinks otherwise.
Yep. The mutas are doing a good enough job just by killing that one pylon. Thank God, but I don't think they can take on that army. Army supply looking quite bad. KiFiRe would have to run his army into whatever lurkers are left over to lose this game. Oh, might happen. Might. No, oh, wait, no, that was an observer. Just kidding.
I snipes it actually, but there's another one being remade. It's not a situation where KiFiRe's out of money. He's reestablished this base. He's got Chrono Boost making all these probes while this went on. He's up to 36 workers, and as cool and wishful thinking. It's one lurker though. I mean, it's desperate times for NoRegreT. And let's not forget, he's winning cheese. This was a long, slow death. This game, when he didn't win it at that 7-minute mark, is really where it fell apart for him. And 13 minutes later, we have KiFiRe win game number 1. That's like the golfiest clap I've ever seen. But alright, guys. We're going to once again take a 2-minute break because we need our sanity. So 2 minutes. See you soon. Map number 2 when we return.